Hello there, my name is Mackenzie. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for being here. Today we are going to do a fun video. Hopefully it is the first of many. I am going to read a manga and watch the anime that came after it. We are starting with Tokyo Ghoul. I absolutely loved the anime, okay? I watched the first 2 seasons of the anime, and then after it turned into Tokyo Ghoul I didn't watch it for, I don't know, maybe about a year and a half. Then I tried to watch it, hated it. And then recently I heard that the manga has a different take on it and it's much better. And I thought it would be really interesting if I read the manga, watched the anime, and reviewed it as I went along to see the differences, the uniqueness, and mainly I want to rewatch the anime and I've never read the manga, so I want to do both, and I feel like it would be something really fun that we could do together. So if you don't know, this takes place in a very strange, fantastical Tokyo where there are ghouls. Ghouls live among us the same as normal people in every way, except they're craving for human flesh. So not really vampires like the literal flesh. So the ghouls not only eat flesh, but they have this weird discolored eyes, and then they also have these like strange tentacle-like things that come out of their backs. So we follow Ken Kaneki, who is thrilled to be going on a date with the beautiful Rize, I believe is how you pronounce her name. But it turns out she's only interested in his body to eat it because she's a ghoul. And I pretty much know everything that's going to happen for the first 2 seasons. I don't know how long that is in the manga, but I'm just really excited to revisit. It's gory and disgusting, but so sad and horrifying and traumatizing, and it's one of those things where it's like, I don't understand what it is about humans and why we just like to watch other people experience intense misery and horror, but I full-heartedly know that I'm one of those humans that enjoy that. So we're gonna go forward. I'm going to start by reading the manga, and then we're going to watch the anime. I don't know how many episodes I'm gonna have to watch that cover this first volume of the manga, but we'll watch until I've covered the first volume. I'll also give you a bit of like a reaction cam and we can talk about it afterwards. So I will see you when we come back for review. So, they're not talking a lot about the Egg of the Black Goat, which is the book that both of them were reading, which has a lot to do, thematic-wise, about what's happening here with them. And they took out a lot of the narration. Like, they won't even show the arm? We've received the package of meat, but we've already done this part, and we already fought with the other guy. So then where's he going now? They always make anime girls talk while licking their lips, but how does that make sense? And like, especially with how much they're using the hallucinations of Rize, it would help if they added the context of Egg of the Black Goat and the themes that it matches. Ugh! This is creepy. Why is it blue? Ugh, why is it blue? I don't like the way it wraps around his leg. I don't like it. Why is it blue? I thought they were red. Because that's also the thing, right? Like, there are a bunch of ghouls who are just normal people, and Rize was a binge eater, like a murderer, like a cannibal. And, so it's not like he was just turned into a ghoul, he was turned into, like, a murderer, like her. Good morning! It's the next day because after I watched those 2 episodes of Tokyo Ghoul, it was pretty late and I was getting tired, as you could probably tell by the lighting in those previous clips. Let's talk Tokyo Ghoul, let's talk the manga, the first volume versus the first 2 episodes. So I think one of the biggest difference between the anime and the manga so far is that the anime has Kaneki is having hallucinations of Rize. And in the book, he doesn't really have those hallucinations of her. What is happening in the book is they have a lot of references to a work inside of the manga called Egg of the Black Goat, which is about a son of a female serial killer who doesn't like what she's doing but ends up following in her footsteps anyway. And there is a lot of talking about how his situation is the same as the main character. There's also talk of how that author specifically writes horror that is kind of in line with what's happening in Kaneki's life. Other than that, I think it's pretty much frame for frame what's happening manga to anime, although some things are a little bit out of order, but I feel like that was only done because the episode 1 needed to end somewhere. In addition, the manga also has a little bit extra bits and pieces of the beginning and the end of the episodes. Like in episode 1, we got a lot more of Rize and another ghoul who I remember, I think his name is Jason from my first watch, but that wasn't in the manga at all. And then in episode 2, at the end of the episode, we got a little bit of the ghoul hunters. And I think, so in the anime they call them the CCG, and in the manga they just call them the ghoul investigators. So I am really excited to see the ghoul investigators enter the manga, because I think their entrance is an extra layer of horror. Because we're following Kaneki's point of view and perspective, we follow him learning to understand ghouls and understand that just like humans, there are good ghouls and bad ghouls, and unfortunately Kaneki met the first ghoul that he met, Rize, was a bad ghoul, a horrible ghoul, a murderous ghoul. And we'll follow his perspective into understanding that, and then once he is sympathetic to ghouls, we get the entrance of the ghoul investigators, or the CCG, and it'll be them, humans, attacking ghouls, and it'll be just layered horrific things, sad things. It's melancholic for sure, but absolutely I loved it. I also thought it was really interesting. In the manga, they won't show like a lot of blood or anything, but in the show they will attempt to show blood and gore, but they'll have to do things like black out part of the screen, or they made it go negative. Like, they put a negative filter on it, so that way you couldn't tell really that it was blood. It could have been anything. And it was just very, very weird. I don't understand that kind of censoring, I guess. I don't know if there was a rating at the beginning of the episode or anything, but it was just kind of strange to censor it when you're touching on subjects that are so horrible anyway. I had the same issue with Attack on Titan, which is why I started buying the manga, because I was like, I don't know what's happening. Did that guy lose his whole head or just part of his face? So yeah, so I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really fun. So every volume, it seems, is going to be 2 episodes. So we'll probably do this like every month or so. And I already have volume 2 ready to go. So I will be able to do this again very soon. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!